I'm waiting. It's been a really long time. When I was in training, I could withstand so much torment. I had a knack for torment. I would deliberately put myself in situations where I experienced considerable torment. I developed a hypersensitivity toward things that would not irritate a normal person, but things that would irritate someone who has cultivated a sensitivity to irrelevant matters. That's what you have to do to withstand torment. We're not talking about real torment, naturally. We're talking about torment over something insignificant. It's the true torment. If there's torment over something significant, the significance mitigates the torment, makes it endurable. Self-chosen torment is entirely different. You are choosing minutia. You're choosing something that is unnoticeable until you focus your attention upon it and you expand its meaning. You expand its importance to fill your head, to consume your soul. You're building character. And this is something that I learned in my training, that if I decided to cultivate a sensitivity to irrelevant matters and then heightened the importance of these irrelevant matters, that I would build character by enduring my intolerance toward something trivial. You wouldn't even see the things that build my character. I didn't see them either. Yes. But we put them before you on a table. Yes, I know that you did, and I'm partially grateful for that. We are here to assist you in the cultivation of your character. It is incumbent upon us to cultivate you. This is how we cultivate ourselves, by cultivating others. That is true. That is why I left you. It's so meta. I'm fucking tired of meta. Like, you rent out a building in Manhattan so people can come in and cultivate themselves. Yes, we do. But I think that's so stupid. It's a really dirty building that you rented out. Of course it was. We were a startup. Startups rent out dirty buildings, didn't you know? Yes. And you chose to be irritated by that. I think I wasn't alone. I think everybody who entered that building to cultivate character was irritated by the dingy apparatus everywhere. Dingy, nondescript apparati. The plural of apparatus is not apparati. What is it then? Apparatuses. Apparatuses. Okay, fine. Dingy apparatuses everywhere. Could barely make it to the second floor, but you did. Barely, but you did. Yes, I did. Not proud of it, but I did. You should be. That's where we met. I was happy to meet you. I heard so much about you. Oh, bull. Oh, bull, that's what you tell all the ladies. Come now. Stop calling yourself a lady. You're cultivating character. You're a man, an upstanding man. You have chosen an enterprise that very few people even know about, much less adopt. So take pride in yourself. Keep your sex straight. We're not here about shifting gender identities. Tell us how your progress has been coming along. I said I've been waiting a long time. Keeping me waiting. Yes, but you do enjoy that. I only enjoy it when I think about how insignificant I am. Yes. Yes, you do. And that's perfect. Remember, the more insignificant you feel because of what you're contemplating, then the more you have to overcome, the greater the reward. I felt like shit just waiting. Good. Because, as you and others have discovered, we only find meaning when we're overcoming how trivial our existences are. To us, to others, to our loved ones, to everyone. We're trivial beings. Infinitesimal creatures on a planet drifting in the void. And when you fully grok just how unimportant you are, then you can feel important in your misery. Because misery is real. And that's what we discussed there that day you came to see me. That day I was so happy to see you. I had heard so much about you. You haven't heard anything. The rumors aren't true. Oh. The rumors certainly were true, and then some. The way that you walked up to that rectangular table, yeah, the way that I did. Why do you keep emphasizing that it's rectangular? I don't get that. It's the little things. Focus on the little things. You can't trust the big picture. Only the details. Only the details. It was a rectangular table. And you walked up, and you looked in my eyes, and there was such... such a suffering. Like a fine wine. You were suffering so much, and I'd heard. Oh, I'd heard all about your suffering. I read about it online, your blog. Magnificent suffering. And I said to myself as soon as I saw you walk up, here's my guy. I'm going to take him into the pit of suffering and show him just how unimportantly important he is. Yeah, well, that's bullshit. Bullshit. That's like an altar, you know what I mean? Bullshit. You're like, okay, come up to my rectangular table, my altar, and let me just slit your throat. And then you just can cry out in despair. Oh, life's so meaningful because I'm suffering so much. Oh, rah, nihilism. Fuck you and your nihilism, man. There's more to life than nihilism. You're having a temper tantrum. We get that. We understand that. Roy, come over here. You're having a temper tantrum. Not. Frank tells me you're having a temper tantrum. Frank's wrong. Not having a temper tantrum, Frank. Roy. He's not getting with the program. Well, you know what we gotta do. When you're not getting with the program, we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you today. Now tell me how you're suffering. Why is the emphasis always on suffering around here? Frank, Roy, why? Because, as I've explained to you, suffering is all that we know. Well, what if I don't believe that? What if you don't believe that? Roy, what if he doesn't believe it? What else do you have? I don't know. You've got suffering. And what else do we have, Roy? Well, we got meaning. We got suffering and meaning. And that's all we need, Frank. Suffering and meaning. I think you guys got it all mixed up. I've been waiting in line, and all these people are just suffering. All of them. Yes. But we have a hierarchy. A hierarchy of suffering. And you get more meaning depending on where you are in the hierarchy. You, our beloved protege, are high in the hierarchy. You get the most meaning from your suffering. Remember, you've got to extract the meaning. Extract the meaning from the suffering. And the more that you can do that, oh, yes. Yes. The better that you feel. You know, I'm tired of being your protege. That's what I came here to say today. I don't want to be your protege. I think you guys have got it mixed up. I think you're in a loop. I think there's something wrong with your paradigm. I don't feel any better because you were never meant to feel better. Well, then what's the point? What's the point of suffering if I don't feel any better? The point of suffering is to suffer. Yeah, and the most you guys can do is just say meaning. You embrace your suffering and you feel meaning, but fuck that. We don't appreciate your cursing around us. Roy, deduct 10 points from this man's record. Oh, here we go again. Deducting points from my record, huh? And I'll show you. I'll talk to all these people here. They're just as lost as you. They've come here to the altar to find what they need. Let me ask you something. When you get out of this, there's gotta be a few hundred people in line behind me. What do you get out of it? Roy? What do we get out of this? Well, it's hard to say. You know, I spent a lot of time in the gym working on my upper body, not skipping leg days. Working on my biceps and my triceps and my forearms and all the little muscles inside my hands. I did all these little exercises. It was really cool. But I would ask myself this, Frank. Why? Why am I working on the little muscles in my fingers? Am I gonna get laid? I'm gonna go on a date and the first thing she's gonna say is, "Oh my God, let me marry you. I love your finger muscles." Oh. I could never depend upon a woman valuing me, loving me for my finger muscles. What's gonna happen, Frank? Hours and hours, weeks, really, weeks working on my fingers. You can see there's been considerable atrophy. These things used to be so thick and muscular, just like sinewy rivers of muscle. I asked myself, what could I do with myself? I had these hands. Couldn't ever figure it out, Frank. And I remember breaking down one time watching a Chicago Bulls game on TV and Michael Jordan palming the ball with those great hands. And then I had a revelation come to me, Frank. I said, you know what? I don't have to give up my hands. God knows I don't want to give them up. I said to me, if I could just get my hands on someone. I didn't know what that meant. That could be like some kind of weird thing. But then I realized, it's like saying I want to get my hands on a good burger, Frank. I'll get my hands on a good burger. But I needed it to be legit. I needed it to be hey, I don't want this to be weird. So how can I get my hands on somebody? Well, I would need to do it in such a way, Frank, that it wasn't weird. And that's when I found you guys. When people get out of line, they've been waiting in line. And then they get out of line. And you know what I mean by that. They don't get out of line physically. They get out of line emotionally. And they want to act out, Frank, and they want to take you to account for all their own misery and blame you, and I'm not going to let that happen, Frank. I'm Roy. I get my hands on them real fast, and this guy, yeah, I've seen you. I know what you do. You give up faith. It's not fair to the rest of us. Don't give up faith. Don't fucking wait in line and give up faith. Believe in suffering and significance and meaning. We're all martyrs here. We're all drifting in the void together. So might as well just buckle up, Buttercup. Roy. My man. Thank you. Hey, Frank. No problem. I just need to get my hands on someone. Hey. I'm just glad you're here, Roy. Sharing this moment with me. Hey, you guys, Whatever this is, get yourself a fucking room. I'm here because I'm having a problem. I don't believe in the significance of suffering. I don't believe suffering generates meaning. I don't even believe in meaning anymore. So you motherfuckers better explain to me what my next step is. Well. Oh my gosh. You know there's a line behind you here. Oh, goodness. Getting out of line while you're waiting in line. What a temper tantrum. That's part of the initiation. You have to become so exasperated that you have no choices left. None of them seem to work for you, so you get another table. Pull up another table, because we've got a long line and you're taking so much time. Get another Roy, get this man a rectangular table. You mean an altar? Where I get to sacrifice myself for the greater good? Listen, you can call it what you want. We need your assistance here. There's a lot of people who've lost their way. Okay. Good. Get yourself a table. Okay. Roy, get this man a table. And you're going to speak to him first. Show him the ropes by being his student. And then he can take some of these other drifters and grifters. Okay, man. So, yeah, what are we doing here? Well, Roy, I don't believe in any of this bullshit, number one. Well, yeah, well, okay. So what? Well, by teaching you, I'm gonna find my own way. Okay? Yeah, all right. Roy, tell me, what motivates you? Well, I just explained it. I like to get my hands on people. But Roy, that's just like perverted. Well, I don't think of it that way. Yeah, well, I do. Well, I don't care how you think about it. I have come to accept who I am. I suggest you do the same. I get really irritated easily, Roy. Yeah? It's because you don't know what you're doing. I came here. I wanted answers. Yeah? You thought you could take the easy way out, didn't you? Hey, Roy, I thought I was the teacher here. You lost. You're gonna stay behind that table. It's an altar, Roy. It's an altar, man. You call it what you want. Oh, I just feel like I'm sacrificing myself to some kind of ideal, man. I don't even know what I'm doing with my life. Listen. We're all feeling that. You just gotta fake it till you make it. Fake it till I make it. What a bunch of bull. There's like two kinds of people in this world. People who believe that bullshit, people who don't. I ain't gonna fake nothing. Because you just fucking think it through. Think it through logically. Make what? Because that's gonna be fake too. You fake it the whole time, you become fake, and then you get there to your destination and it's fucking fake. So you made it, and you're fake. Tell me how that's good, Roy. me how that's good. You know, I'm just a bouncer here. I don't understand all the nuances. That's Frank. Listen, Frank doesn't understand shit, Roy. I know that I just got a job to perform. And you're not making it any easier on any of us. So, you better buckle up, Buttercup, and just do it. Do what? Give these people a sense of meaning for their life. You've got all this potential. I'm just here to be keeping people in line when they get out of line, you know. But you've got that special gift with words and concepts, and sure, you may doubt everything, but that's why we gave you another table, so you could do your own thing at this other table and leave Frank to himself so he can do his thing. Remember, this is just some, what do they call it? Trade show. That's all we're really doing here. We're just a consortium of, well, you guys, not me, but I'm just here to keep the peace. You get a consortium of salesmen. You get your niche, and you sell. What do you... Roy, I don't get you, buddy. What do you mean we're at a trade show? Oh, yeah. I'm guarding all these different tables. But I thought all those hundreds of people were just here for Frank. Well, I mean, I know it looks that way, but Frank's just the first table at the trade show. I mean, once people talk to him, they either go to another table, I escort them to another table, or they set up their own table. What do you mean they set up their own table? Well, we just gave you one. That Roy is that's not a table. Yeah, well, of course it's a table. Roy, are you actually seeing what I'm seeing? That's an altar, brother. Well, I mean, you can call it what you want, but I don't know why you would call it that. Like, to me, that's just a table. Well, describe the table for me. Well, I mean, you know, it's like 4 feet, I guess. 4 feet, yeah. 4 feet long, 3 feet wide, brown, collapsible. What? Yeah. Why? Yes. Are you sure? Why? Oh, fuck. That is an altar, Roy. That's made out of white marble, and it certainly isn't 4 feet wide by 3 feet. That's more like 6 feet by 4 feet, with one of those white cloths on top. Oh, I mean, that's okay. That's what you see. If that's what I see, yeah. We're okay with whatever you need it to be. Just don't make a problem out of it. Seriously? You don't care that I see something totally different than you, Roy? No, man, I'm just the bouncer here. You know, we want this trade show to be as lucrative as possible. If some people have different experiences, that's okay. We don't We don't get carried away. So, Roy, if someone comes up to me and they're dissatisfied with Frank's products, and I see this as an altar, and these other people see it as this collapsible brown table, we're like totally having a different experience, Roy. That's okay. Doesn't really matter. Just as long as the consumer gets the experience that they need. Remember, these are just consumers. They're the customers. They're just coming in and they just need what they need, and we give them what they need. How do we know what they need? Well, you kind of talk to them, you know. That's what Frank does. He talked to you. I never even talked to Frank before. Well, I mean, I know that's what you say, but when you were talking to Frank, it's like you guys had this history together. Yeah, I know we talked about that, but it's not actually true. Yeah, well, that's what you needed. That's what you needed in the moment. You know, it's really about you. If you come up with a story, a background, your biography, and that's what you and Frank decide to play out at this table, great, as long as you get what you need. We're in the business of giving people what they need. Yep. But this isn't therapy. I mean, it's not like I'm walking in and just unloading onto a therapist. No. Frank's no therapist. None of these vendors are actually therapists. And I'm not a therapist. No. Not as far as I can tell. That's not what you need. You don't need to be a therapist. Roy, you're creeping me out with that smile. Hey, I'm happy. Welcome to the trade show. Just enjoy your little booth. So what am I going to be doing with these people? Well, that really is for you. It's not for me to decide. You know, I'm just here. I pick up things as I go. I've gotten a lot smarter over the years as I've noticed how Frank handles all of his customers. Roy, tell me how many vendors are here. Well, it's difficult to estimate that. Okay. Give me your ballpark guess as to how many vendors are in this building. Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. How so? Well, this building this building is not what it seems. It's just kind of like the front. Front? Yeah, we're the front. This is a trade show. People come in. They talk to Frank. He's the first vendor. Yeah. And, they'll talk to Frank and they'll manifest the reality, and Frank will send them on their way. Either set them up with another table, or altar in your case, or just continue to talk. Wait a minute. Continue to talk? Well, yeah, everybody is needing something. And if they can't find what they need with Frank, they just keep trying. And if at some point Frank says, hey, get yourself another table, then they become a vendor. Okay. Yeah, so that's how it works. But you said an actual affront for what? Well, this is the part that I haven't quite figured out yet. I don't know how to describe it. Well, I think you should give it your best shot, because I'm gonna set up my own little table here and be a vendor. Well, at the end of the day, each of the vendors they have to close up shop. Okay. And they all close up shop at like 5 p.m. Okay. And then they all get in a line, and then they go around the corner. And that's all I know. Okay. And I think that you're gonna find out for yourself now that you're a vendor. Just what's around the corner. When you say that it's a front, you're saying that because there's something around the corner. Yes. Yes, that's what I think. So there's really just 3 things here. There's the table with a vendor. There are the people in the line. And then there's you. Well, that's right, good old me. Who are you? Right. Well, I already told you. Yeah, I'm not buying it, buddy. I'm not buying that. You're somebody else. You're the only one who's not caught in this weird holographic fractal reality. I just wanted to work out my finger muscles. I don't much appreciate the suggestion that I'm not who I say I am. Just an average guy. Oh, I'm gonna say that you're not. You're curating this. You say that you don't know what's going on around that corner at 5 p.m. when all the vendors get in line and all the customers disappear. What happens when there are no customers here, then there are no vendors here? They all go around the corner. It's just you. What do you mean by that? I'm telling you that it doesn't add up. Roy. I'm telling you, man, that Frank talks to you like you're me. But in truth, you're not. Truth. You're the one kind of running the show. Kind of, yeah. So you know what I mean? Yeah, not bad. Like you're the one who makes sure that we're in line when we're in line, and we get in line when we're out of line. And you're the one who escorts the customer to his new table when he's reached the end of the line in his mind. Hey, you got this great cover story, Roy. Honestly. You're working on your finger muscles and you want to get your hands on someone, but I think it's more than that. I think that's what you tell people. It's like this meteoric rise to fame, and it's always a cover story. So people are just thrown off the trail. But I'm not. Who are you, Roy? What are you doing? You're all lost in your heads. You can't get out of your heads. You're so disconnected. So I created a little terrarium for you. Live out your lives, playing out the same oops. You come in, you argue, you philosophize, you self-intellectualize. You get so dissatisfied. Frank gives you another table. You could play your game there. And that'll never be enough for you. So at 5 p.m., the bell rings and you get up and you go around the corner there. You go down some stairs. And it's like one of those toroidal, Escher-like worlds. You keep walking. And you keep walking. Until you are in line again. But as the customer. And then you do it again. So there's always a different level to satisfy your dissatisfaction with life. And I realize that you're never going to break out of this cycle. So I'm going to have to hide the cycle from you. That's how I get my hands on you. Exercise my finger muscles. Holy shit. Serious? Oh, absolutely. You just told me the secret formula for your whole operation here? Yes. So what if I just fucking tell everybody and we tear this place down? Oh, you can do that. But they're not gonna believe you. They're just going to deconstruct you intellectually. Conclude that you're a blathering idiot. And that you need to sit your ass down at your table and sell your products. Which is really just your hopelessly self-involved paradigm. You're gonna keep doing this. Now that I've got my hands on you. That's fucked. Tell me something. I'm not even gonna remember this. After 5 p.m. Bingo. 5 p.m. Bell rings. You get up from your seat. You walk around the corner. Down you go. How does it work? That's simple. Pavlovian behaviorism. Yeah, but how do these people respond to the bell? Why not just ignore the bell? And, Mister, when we come back as customers, who the fuck is there? At the table. If we were the ones who left at 5 the previous day, there's nobody there to greet us the next day. Remember. At least remember until the bell rings. That once I get my hands on you, it's over. I manipulate your energetics. I'm the puppet master of your DNA. I'm the one who affects what you see and what you experience. I'm the one who affects how you feel. Once I get my hands on you and these finger muscles go deep into your soul, you're going to respond at 5 p.m. when the bell rings. You're going to get up and walk that way. You're going to walk down the stairs into the labyrinth. And then you're going to come up, wait in line, and meet Frank. Who the fuck is Frank? Yeah. Frank is whoever you need Frank to be. He's the mascot of the whole operation. You project Frank onto his seat. How in the world did this start, Roy? Well, I do get around. All of you intellectuals are such a vain bunch. Always finding these temperamental escapes from your predicament. You think that you can just break out of the cycle by getting into your body, and oh my goodness, is that true? But not for you. Because you intellectualize the body itself, you're so dissociated from the neck down. So every one of you ends up at a gym at some point. And Roy, your faithful trainer, comes up to you, so charming, engages you. He's got enough of an IQ to keep you stimulated for a while. Offers suggestions as to how you can strengthen your body, increase your health, fortify your diet. At some point, good old Roy gets his hands on you, right here on the shoulders from behind. It's very casual. Anybody else who sees it wouldn't know. But at that point, you're mine. I put you out of your misery. Because I know. I used to be like you. Till I became embodied. I became embodied. Not just physically with all my musculature. I became embodied because I wanted to help all of you with this great big mess called your life. When you walked into the gym, you, but everybody else, I said, this person's such a mess. I see you so much better than you see you, because I used to be like you. And I really got in my body. And then there was this awakening where I realized I could mitigate the suffering of all these bubble-headed intellectuals who self-intellectualize their way through life, lost That labyrinth around the corner at 5 p.m. It's very curated. I've manufactured the labyrinth. It's just like the dream at night when you're sleeping. It takes care of all the nooks and crannies of your desires and your needs and your instincts and your reactivity. So that by the time you're back in line to wait for Frank, you're refreshed. You've gotten the deep sleep and the dream. What's the deep sleep, Roy? Well, there's no way to really describe the deep sleep. It's the refreshing void. You go into the deep sleep. You're annihilated. And then you emerge. Virginal innocence. You need that. It's like a bath. Is it before the labyrinth or after the labyrinth? Oh, it's naturally after the labyrinth. The labyrinth is what embraces all the kamikaze. See, this is a kamikaze for you intellectuals. The labyrinth absorbs the kamikaze of your mind, so that by the end of it, all of the fuckery has been sedated and you're finally calm. And that's when you slip in to the void, the deep, dreamless sleep, the deep, labyrinthless sleep. Wow. Roy, I love it. I love your operation here. I love it. Can I be part of it? Oh, yes, of course you can. I would be all too happy to make you part of my operation. When do we start? We've already started. You're in the labyrinth dreaming now. I am. Yes. Of course you are. And now you're going to go into the deep, dreamless, labyrinthless sleep. Sleep. When you awaken, you're gonna do it all again. And again and again and again. Forever. Roy, that doesn't sound like I'm really a partner in this. Like I want to be your partner, Roy. Well, you can't be my partner. No, partner. We're not of the same species. You can't be a partner with someone if you can't even grok the world. At best, you can just be a little rat in their maze. But I want to be your partner, Roy. I don't want to be a rat in a maze. I don't want to be a rat in a maze, Roy. We're not the same. Well, yeah, I know. I mean, damn. Like, what you've got going here is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing, isn't it? Yeah, I wanna be part of it. Oh, you are. But not that way. I want to be like you. I want to be the chaperone, the maitre d' of the whole thing. That's not possible. Why? Because this is all happening in my mind. Okay? You are in my mind. Your altar, the corner, 5 p.m., the Pavlovian bell, the labyrinth, the deep sleep, the line to the original table. I've got my hands on you. You're mine. Ever since you walked into that gym and you wanted to start your New Year's. How do I stop being yours? How do I set up an operation just like this one? Why would you want to do that? Why wouldn't you just be comfortable? In my mind, why would you want to have all these other people in your mind? Well, I mean, it sounds like that's probably better than being a rat in a maze. You're not grateful. I'm Roy. I created this labyrinth, this entire world, this sphere, this paradigm for you and your kind. Yes, there is a degree of parasitism here, but if anything, you're on the winning side of that. It's more of a symbiosis. I derive significance by keeping you in this existential treadmill so that you can feel meaning. I am always offsetting your nihilism so that you can enjoy a happiness you've never known before, the happiness you thought you were going to get at the gym after New Year's. You don't understand how disembodied you truly are. You will never find fulfillment out there. You will only find fulfillment in what I've created for you. And I am happy to offer you this opportunity to find significance and happiness, to find your meaning. For without me, you would die of despair. And that's when I knew, looking at you, that day you walked into the gym, that all I needed to do was get my hands on you.